Purple Positivity with Justin Ekstrom, brought to you by 7th Avenue Pizza. Grab one at your local grocery store or your local holiday station. 7th Avenue Pizza, before pizza became trendy.
Welcome to another episode of Purple Positivity. I am positively your purple host with the most chins and gray hairs and whatnot. But Vikings are on the bye week. Obviously, nothing a whole lot positive to talk about the last 2 weeks for their games, except for maybe we found out that the Pastronaut needs a little more time. You know, you have Magic 2 weeks in a row, and then the next 2 weeks you lose by a combined total of 3 points or whatever it is. But you turn the ball over 6 times. You were directly responsible for 6 turnovers in 2 weeks, and you lost by a grand total of 3 or 4 points. That being said, do I think Josh Dobbs could be a quarterback that we look towards the rest of the season? Yes. But I'm not the one making the call. I honestly think Kevin O'Connell's going to go with his guy that he knows and trusts in this system. Even though he looks super mediocre, the one little bit we saw him in the last couple years. But Sean Mannion, that could be it, man. That could be the guy. And what kind of stinks, you look at what Jake Browning did in a backup role for Cincinnati. Maybe he could have been the answer. I'm not saying he lit the world on fire, but still. Mannion, I personally want to see Jaren Hall again because I liked what I saw in that quarter and a half of play before Josh Dobbs came in and stole all of our souls and hearts and stuff. It's weird how quarterbacks and Minnesota sports players and stuff like that, they steal our heart first, and then they snatch our soul by just being absolute trash after they're awesome. Or you trade for somebody and you're like, ooh, we finally got somebody, and then they turn into total shitbags. Anyway, tangents aside, I just want to talk about how the offensive line has been doing pretty decent-ish. I kind of like how it's working. I want to see a little more movement with Josh Dobbs. I want to see him get outside of the pocket, even if like they have Jaren Hall. I want to see like some design rollouts. They seem to have more design rollouts for Kirk Cousins than they did Josh Dobbs. Maybe that's because like he fumbles a lot, but so does Kirk Cousins, if you guys remember that correctly. I know he's basically our savior, and we're hoping to get him for really cheap next year. By cheap, I mean $30 million, if he'd even take that. But I want to see them move the pocket a little bit. Get things on the run, get things going left, and then come around right. I watch a lot of high school football, and that's where teams seem to be most successful. When you get the line moving left and you roll right, or you get the line moving right and you roll left. And does it cause some havoc with the defensive ends that NFL players and NFL teams kind of throw out there? Yeah, every once in a while you're going to have a naked bootleg that gets blown up, but you just tuck it in and get as many yards as you possibly can and just live to fight another day. But every once in a while you'll get that crossing route that's wide open, or that drag route or something like that. I want to see some more of that. Anyway, if anyone after Kirk Cousins got hurt thought we were going to be sitting in the 6th seed, obviously we'll probably be outside of the playoffs after the bye just because the other teams will win or whatever, have that extra time and have that extra game in hand and whatnot. But did you think we'd be sitting in the 6th seed after Kirk Cousins went down? Probably not. And this type of situation might actually save Kevin O'Connell and Kwesi Adofo-Mensah a little bit of time because they were not looking good. And then Kirk Cousins gets hurt, so now they have an excuse. Jaren Hall gets hurt, then you have another excuse. And so we kind of have, Justin Jefferson got hurt. So you have this huge gaggle of excuses that it might have saved them. Like, because I was thinking if they had 6 or 7 wins this season after all those injuries, they might be gone. And, or before all those injuries, say it was a 6 or 7 win season, you got to remember we were 0-3 and everyone was healthy-ish. So, when you have that, and if they would have ended up with like 6 or 7 wins this season, I think KOC was gone. Now he's, third string quarterback. They just traded for, got for fairly cheap. Got a, interior offensive lineman in Dalton Reisner that seems to be wanting to be here. Kind of the guy that you want here. Just a big bully. And if he can stay healthy, it's good. So I think, addition by subtraction. Like, they lost these guys. But the positive thing is Justin Jefferson comes back. Jordan Addison, he can be a 1. He absolutely can be a 1, but he's a rookie, man. He does not have the length and the just that body control like Justin Jefferson does. So Addison, that catch that he made out of bounds, I don't think that's all on Dobbs. Because did Dobbs miss him? Yeah, but Justin Jefferson comes out of that and catches that ball 9.9999 times out of 10. It's for sure 9 out of 10. You can't say 100% because nothing's 100%. But anyway, Jefferson comes back. The offense, I want to see Kevin O'Connell actually design some things with a little bit better authority. I want to see him actually step on the other team's throat when you have that lead. I'm not like anti-Skull Bros, what he's saying. Like, I think he's got a point. The guy from the X-Verse, that Skull Bros account, where he seems to know a shit ton about the Vikings. I've never met the guy, knowingly anyway, but he has his ear to the ground and he hears lots of stuff and he tends to be right on draft picks and a lot of stuff. He is basically saying that Kevin O'Connell is not a good coach. Do I think he's 100% accurate in that statement? No, I think Kevin O'Connell is an okay coach. We were just crowning him as the best coach of all time when he didn't prove anything. Is he predictable, though? Kevin O'Connell is extremely predictable with the game on the line. I don't understand what makes you think handing the ball off 2 times in a row when you want to kind of salt the game away and then you throw a pass on the third down. It's just one of the most predictable things in sports right now is the way Kevin O'Connell calls the end of games. And I think we're seeing it because teams 2 weeks in a row, you could salt the game away against Denver and you didn't. You could salt the game away against Chicago and you didn't. And I hate that we lost to Chicago. Man, I hate it. I just hate it. And I really, really hate the fact that the Packers are right there with us now. Hate it. Either way, it's supposed to be a positive thing, purple positivity. This part of the season, positive is our record. And another positive is Justin Jefferson comes back. Another positive is it's great weather in Minnesota right now. So I was smoking some pork butt yesterday, and that was phenomenal. I was trying to have a nice little video of you guys see that stuff, but I couldn't do it because I suck. And I apologize for that, but maybe next week I'll suck less. For those of you that keep following along, thanks a lot. Look at the Sports Crib 21. Make sure you follow Beer Belly Sports and whatnot. And 7th Avenue Pizza. Special thanks to 7th Avenue Pizza. I had a breakfast 7th Avenue Pizza just the other day, and it was phenomenal. The biggest question is, are you going to have it in squares or are you going to have it in triangles? You could have one every single day. You could have 2 a day. Have 1 in squares, 1 triangles, mash them together. You like that. Or the 3-7 cut, where it's half triangles, half squares. That's good too. That's good stuff too. All right. So until next week, obviously, we'll have a little bit of a preview of the Raiders game. I have a couple friends that write for the Raiders, and they do their own little podcasting. So I'll get to them. Maybe I'll have them come on the Purple Positivity as well, and we'll see what happens. But until then, school bitches.